My next guest, singer-songwriter, Nashville recording artist Joe Hermes, stopped by Fancy's Unfiltered a few weeks back, sat on the couch, knocked out an unfiltered couch session. I feel like now that I say that out loud repeatedly, that I may need to change the name of Unfiltered Couch Sessions, because that might give off a different tone than initially anticipated. It's a work in progress. We'll figure that part out. However, Joe Hermes did stop by Fancy's Unfiltered. He did sit on the couch, and he did do some acoustic songs, and we did record them, and you are going to get to watch them. If you want to hear the full podcast, it is available anywhere you get your podcast in audio versions. This is the highlights of that afternoon with his songs, and awesome guy. I hope that you listen to him. I hope that you find him. Look him up, Joe Hermes. He's on all social media platforms. He's on all streaming platforms. He's got some good music out. You need to make sure you check him out. He's currently across the pond on his European tour, spreading that country rock or rock storytelling. We talked about that a little bit, how you sometimes get mixed into a genre that not necessarily reflects what it truly is that you do. Other than sing music, enjoy doing what you do, and finding some peace and solace in knowing that you've grounded yourself in your faith and your family, and then your music in that order, as to not send it a little too far. Awesome conversation, awesome dude. Make sure you check him out, Joe Hermes, on all social media platforms. Make sure that you're right here following Fancy's Media for all music. And anything else that I think might be cool. This is growing, and it's going to be pretty cool. So stick around. This is Joe Hermes, his 3 songs, Sitting on the Couch, Unfiltered Couch Sessions, Fancy's Unfiltered, working on the name. See you guys on the next one. Take me from growing up in the middle of Illinois to sitting on my couch, super high view, because I'm sure that would take a minute, but talking about going across the pond and being, I feel like a big step. I feel like for you that's the same thing, because you're still on the climb. So yeah. Some of this, everything new is
very much on the climb. Yeah. I mean, I feel like I got a late start on it because I had the passion real early on. I mean, as soon as I started learning guitar and, listening to rock bands with my buddies in like, 5th grade, 6th grade. I think I got my first guitar in like 6th grade. And I mean, jamming Metallica and stuff. I mean, I got the bug that I was like, wait a minute, there's guys that do this, make money. And the money was whatever. I mean, it was just the fact that you could hang out with some dudes, play music, write music, and,
yeah.
And it was like, so I got that bug early. But then I had the whole, sports, and I mean, I kind of had that back and forth going where like I really enjoyed playing in the rock band stuff in high school, but I was also active in sports, and
it's kind of hard to do both of those.
It's hard to do both, and I've always had kind of 2 things going all the time, and I actually got went to college football, went to play college football on scholarship. Actually didn't get a scholarship. I walked on, then got a scholarship. And I feel like that's kind of been my MO my whole life. Like, you're just an average Joe type of guy that works his butt off, and good things seem to happen.
Yeah.
And it never comes as fast as you want it to. And but every time I look back, it's just like you're a little further along. And I got into the hard rock stuff right out of high school. I actually got homesick playing. I was in Quincy, Illinois, playing football on scholarship, Division II. Got real homesick. Didn't even know that was a thing. I grew up in a small, small town. I couldn't wait to get out. I was just chomping at the bit. And then I got out, and I was like, I just wanted to go back.
I want to go back home.
Hate to admit it, but Mama was right.
Discover the heartbeat of live music at barmusiclive.com, your ultimate destination for live performances, local bands, and unforgettable nights. barmusiclive.com, connecting you to the music you love.
Well, thanks again for having me. My name is Joe Hermes, and this is a song of mine called Better Than I Deserve. Mama said, son, you know that I love you. I really hope you're doing okay. And maybe it's time that you lay that bottle down. Every morning, this is what I pray. You see, Mama, I've got demons. Yeah, and they haunt me every night. I wish I could promise you the world today. I just promise to try. And Daddy said, son, what are you doing? You know I didn't raise you like that. Just get up and work a little bit harder, son. 'Cause you are mine, I know you can. You see, Daddy, I've got demons. Yeah, and they haunt me every night. I wish I could promise you the world today. I just promise to fight better than I deserve. I'm better than all of that hurt. Yeah, I'm better than all of that wasted time that I've spent in this life. And I know you said don't go there, son, but I did, and the devil damn near won. But I'll fight. And I'm better than I deserve. I'm better than all of that hurt. Yeah, I'm better than all of this wasted time that I've spent in this life. And I know you said don't go there, son, but I did, and the devil damn near won. But I'll fight. And after all these years, I hope you'll see that the best part of you, it's still in me. And we will fight.
Well,
Hate to admit it, but Mama was right. And it was a tough lesson. And but then I had some regret because I'd never really quit on something.
Right.
But got I was like, well, I'm here. I'm just going to get back into playing. We got into playing hard rock, heavy metal, and like all the things that came with that, and the people and the bad things.
I was going to say that's probably where
That's where the problem started.
Yep.
And I never saw myself as that guy, but I found myself as that guy real quick.
Right.
I've always tried to be really good at whatever I do, and that's the good and the bad. So take that for what you will. And So anyway, I crashed and burned really hard, and had to separate myself from everybody I knew and kind of start over.
Yeah.
And that was when I was 20 years old. And so I put the guitar down, put all the drugs and alcohol down, went back, played Division III, finished out my eligibility playing Division III football at Eureka College in Illinois, home of Ronald Reagan's, or not home, but alma mater to Ronald Reagan. Got done playing and got done playing football. My professor, she said, "Have you ever thought about getting your master's degree?" And I was like, "No." I didn't even think about going to college. I was like, but it's amazing when you're clean and sober, and all your buddies are out partying. You're like, well, I'll just study for this test, I guess. And, I ended up doing well in school, and went on, got my master's, got into coaching, strength and conditioning, and I ended up being one of the youngest Division I strength coaches in the country. I was a grad assistant at Illinois State, and then right out of that grad assistantship, it was a grind. I mean, they worked and worked and worked like crazy. It's kind of how it feels right now, to be honest with you. But then all of a sudden, I was helping the right people, the right teams, the teams that none of the other strength coaches really wanted, because they weren't like the baseball and the football teams. It's like I was working men's and women's tennis and softball, and not even softball, it was golf. And you think, well, if you're strength and conditioning, like now it's a different story, but back then it was like golfers don't want to be lifting weights, and they didn't.
Right.
But it was my job to coach them,
To tell them that's going to help them get the ball a little further.
And anyway, of all things, it ended up being the tennis coach that happened to know the athletic director in Evansville, Indiana, which was a Division I school. And they hired me on right out of grad school, and did that for another 5 years, met my wife, and about in that 5th year is when 4 years in, I met her, and I was trying to impress her. So I had a guitar sitting there, and I remembered a couple songs, and I was playing her some little like Metallica riffs and stuff, and I was like, man, I had one song that she asked me if I had anything of my own. I had one song I'd been kind of picking on, and I played her something, and she says, well, have you ever done any like open mics? I go, no. I was like, that scared the death out of me. Just scared me to death to think of me on stage by myself with a guitar. I didn't know how to sing. Didn't really know how to play guitar. Unless I had read the tabs and memorized it all.
Yep.
But I went and did it, and I had a blast. And then that it helped me meet some people in the music world around Evansville, and the whole metalhead part of me just kind of stepped aside, and the singer-songwriter stuff started poking out.
Discover the heartbeat of live music at barmusiclive.com, your ultimate destination for live performances, local bands, and unforgettable nights. barmusiclive.com, connecting you to the music you love.
Let's see here. This next one here is called Outlaw's Gospel, and it's really a song about two broken people finding each other, but somehow in that brokenness, they complete each other, and they decide to start writing their own gospel and live life happily ever after. This one's Outlaw's Gospel. And heaven only knows the hell I've seen along the road less traveled. And there she was standing at a crossroads like a psalm straight from the Bible. We both fallen from grace with broken wings and halos. each other back together now. Our pieces fit forever and ever. 'Cause I've been out here living life on the road like a lost highway apostle. And when I found you, you opened my eyes. This kind of love didn't seem possible. 'Cause your heart and mine were writing this outlaw's gospel. She looked me in the eyes, you know, and Jesus was a rebel. So I looked back at her and said, well, baby, you're my angel from heaven. And I've been out here living life on the road like a lost highway apostle. And when I found you, you opened my eyes. This kind of love didn't seem possible. 'Cause your heart and mine are writing this outlaw's gospel. And I've been out here living life, a lost highway apostle. Oh. And when I found you, you opened my eyes. This kind of love didn't seem possible. 'Cause your heart and mine were writing this outlaw's gospel. The outlaw's gospel. This outlaw's gospel. Stepped aside and the singer-songwriter stuff started poking out.
Started flowing.
And I was introduced to guys like John Prine and the storyteller stuff, and obviously Johnny Cash. And I started listening, and I'm like, hang on a second. These guys are singing my story. And then it was just, so that was pretty pivotal for me.
And that was when you're saying
that's when I started dabbling with playing again. And there was probably about a 9-year gap there. And so I started playing some open mics, and we ended up moving. My wife and I went through, we got married, and then we went through some personal tragedy. We lost our first little baby girl, and that was pretty, as you can imagine, devastating. So I was burnt out on coaching, and I mean, I loved it, but it had just burnt me out. And my mom and dad asked me to come back, be a part of the family business. So my wife, she's from Brazil, so she didn't have any family. So he's like, well, let's go back to Illinois. So went back to Illinois, started working in the family business, and which is in like laundromats, dry cleaners, right, working on washing machines. Nothing like coaching Division I athletes and being at like North Carolina, watching Tyler Hansborough break his all-time record. And,
sometimes you need a reset.
It was 100% a reset.
Yep. Welcome to my reset.
Yeah. Amen, brother. I mean, and that's, you know what? I mean, I've told that story a lot in the last couple of years. You're the first one to point that out. And that's exactly what it was.
You gotta go through one to find and see that.
Sometimes you gotta go through several.
Yeah, you do.
It's funny because you're chugging along and
yep,
sometimes you get lost on the road.
Yes, you get lost in the shuffle, and you get lost in chasing the shiny things. You get lost in collecting bottles, and in order to, and in all seriousness, my fancy habits of things that I liked was all because I made decent money.
Yeah.
And it afforded me the ability to, one, run a whole bunch of debt up, and two, then go, well, now I've got to work this many hours in order to, make everything. And so, it's a full reset.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, well, I'll be transparent with you on this interview, because you never know who's going to see it. But I when I gave up on coaching, we were going through some tragedy, so it was really dark water. Didn't really know where I was treading to. But I quit playing. I just buried my head into work, and all of a sudden I was back. I kind of started my own side business off the family business, so I could kind of have my own area to run. And I just buried my head in that, and I started drinking a lot, working like crazy. Fortunately, my wife, we got pregnant again, and now I got a beautiful little boy. He's 10. He's amazing. His name's Manny. He's a football. I mean, he is a dad's boy.
Yeah.
Football, racing, music. That's it. Like, that's all he wants to talk about and do. And I'm like, we'll get along just fine.
Yeah.
And but what was weird is so about a couple years into that, I was miserable, because I'm a creative person, and I need those outlets, and I didn't have them. So I started playing open mics again, and I played. I hadn't played any since we'd moved back to Illinois. So my wife's like, maybe you should go play some music, and get a little, or some relief there.
Yeah.
And so I did, and I met some great people doing that, and was still really struggling. And I went and saw a family therapist, and I said, something just ain't right. I mean, there was just this huge, something was wrong. And he said, well, Joe, I've known you for 15 minutes, and I can tell you right now, you've never dealt with losing that little girl. I'm like, what are you talking about? That's all I've been doing for like 5 years, is I've been building my business, trying to raise a family, start a new life, and he's like, you ain't never dealt with it.
Yep.
So I went home, I took it to heart, and I wrote this song in about 15 minutes called The Other Side. And it was just, the song was simple. It was just me. It was just, I saw this vision. I'm like, all right, if I could say something to her, and she was basically stillborn. I mean, I never got to know her. I got to hold her, but that was it. If I could say something to her, what would I say? And I started writing it down. And then I said, all right, where do we go from here? I said, well, if she could see me right now, what would she say to me? And so I wrote The Other Side to it. And, it's instantly had a weight lifted off my shoulders, and again, the power of music and what it did to me, good, bad, and everything in between when I was younger, how it helps you cope with things, how it gets you excited for things, how it makes you, like, I can remember, I don't know if you're like this or not, but like, people are like with sounds and smells and memory, right?
Yep.
Like, I can remember where I was when I heard that song. I can remember where I was when I wrote that song.
It just smells like so and so's.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I remember that smell, right? And so anyway, I wrote that song. Got offered to play a show at a little bar in town. That I was doing open mics. So like, hey, would you like to put on your own show? I was like, sure. So I just called all my open mic buddies and said, hey, I'm putting on a show. Y'all want to come play?
Yep.
And I only had a handful of songs, but guy from Nashville was coming through and was sitting there and asked me what I'd want to do. First real show,
Yeah.
you know. I was like, well, I guess anything I can.
Discover the heartbeat of live music at barmusiclive.com, your ultimate destination for live performances, local bands, and unforgettable nights. barmusiclive.com, connecting you to the music you love.
So once again, my name's Joe Hermes, and I'm happy to be here on Fancy's Unfiltered in Alabama. And I'm a boy from Illinois that am trying to play a few songs for some people. And, this one here, it's called Sundown Renegade. And, I wrote it for a friend of mine, and I watched her go through a lot of struggles with abuse and being with the wrong guy for too long. And there was this day that came, and I said, what would your mama think? And it was like a light bulb went off, and she ended the relationship, and her life just started taking off from that point. And sometimes wanting the bad boy too much was hurting what she really wanted in life. And anyway, we wrote this song Sundown Renegade, and I feel like that guy sometimes with my wife. And I love it. And if you guys like it, go check it out. It's online. But this one here's Sundown Renegade. So here we go. She's staring down that old stone wall, wondering if she'll see him again. The sun is setting when she kneels to pray, wondering if she can forgive. It hits hard in the twilight, the moon sets in, then she starts to cry. At sundown, renegade, better not look back as she walks away. That ain't the daughter that her mama raised. You gotta draw that line with your renegade. Too much, too long, too hard. Nothing's left of her broken heart. Sundown renegade, he rides away. Cold beers on a sunny day turn to dark whiskey nights and hell to pay. He's always trying to catch that star staring in the bottom of his moonshine jar. Open roads, leathers and chrome, the winds are blowing him away from home. Sundown renegade, better not look back as she walks away. That ain't the daughter that her mama raised. You gotta draw that line with a renegade. Too much, too long, too hard. Nothing's left of her broken heart. The sundown renegade, he rides away. Cause that old house, a broken home, the candlelight shadow dancing on alone. Sundown renegade, better not look back as she walks away. That ain't the daughter that her mama raised. You gotta draw that line with a renegade. Too much, too long, too hard. Nothing's left of her broken heart. The sundown renegade, yeah, yeah. The sundown renegade. Well, he rides away.
So this has been Fancy's Unfiltered live on my couch again. We hadn't done that in a minute, so it was awesome to have a Joe Hermes from the big town of Nashville by way of Illinois, by way of, that was it, wasn't it? Just them two?
Yeah.
Illinois and Nashville.
Yeah.
Awesome guy, fixing to take a trip across the pond for his European tour. Super excited about that.
Yeah.
I know you are as well. It's been an awesome afternoon. I appreciate it. It was good to get to know you.
Yeah, likewise. Good to get to know you and everybody out there watching. And be sure to support this guy because he's busting his hump for you. And
Back at this one.
you guys, we need more guys like you out there.
We try.
Yeah.
But we appreciate it. Best of luck to you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
See you guys on the next one.